I'm on my way to work an hour early this morning so I can do some sandblasting on the lower unit. Last time I had the boat out, I have a case from Bob's and the Bondo came out of it. Started creating some dirty water in front of the prop, causing it to blow out at 86 mile an hour. So hopefully this will take care of that. Plus it'll look a lot better. I'm not a super big fan of body work. I do have some experience in it though. I've done another gear case before in the past. Turned out pretty decent. Just a lot of sanding and finish work in it to make it look right. I have all the Bondo sanded out already. It's filled in there with some epoxy. So I'm gonna put some more epoxy over it right here. Level it off and then start sanding away. But you can see how the paint was coming off. So I wanna sandblast the whole thing. That way the next coat of paint has a factory look to it. Sandblasting's all done now. Now it's gonna be time for the hard part. Filling and sanding. I am not a body man, that's for sure. But got it all filled in. I'm gonna have a lot of finish work to do because there's nothing perfect about that. Got it all filled in with epoxy here. Got it smoothed out. Wipe it down and hit it with some primer now. Got the grandsport in the shop today. Hopefully set up the prop height. I got a few things I gotta do to finish my setup on this thing. Gotta finish up my lower unit. And I'm gonna do some work on the pad. A lot of controversy on if this is the right thing to do or not, but I feel as it is. I'm gonna be sanding the lip off. Gonna put the lower unit on, check my engine height. I think I'm way low. Then I'll be pulling the power head off. So this adapter plate is from a 280. And I got the steel bore 200 on here. So there's the water outlets through the tuner are too big for this steel bore. So I'm gonna drill and tap and put a plug in there. And then drill a smaller hole in it. So that way it holds water longer, builds a little bit more heat. Hopefully builds a little bit more water pressure. Got the old Scandi over there, ready to go back to Fish Eating Creek. We're gonna get to work now. Power head's off. Got it drilled, tapped, and plugged. It was about a 7/16 hole. Then I plugged it and drilled it out to a 17/64. It's ready to go back together now. Got Brandon's xb2002 over here. Doing a little bit of lip modification on that one too. Got the lower unit on. She is definitely not perfect, but this is to get me by until I get a sporty. Not really in the budget yet. But you can see I have a lot more finish work to do. I want to wet sand it and buff it, do a little bit more filling. But I want to make sure that she'll even hold up. I've never filled it with epoxy like I did this one. The last one I used different stuff on it. Measuring our motor heights here. The way Allison builds their trailers, we couldn't fit this level underneath the pad of the boat. So what you do is level the bottom of the boat, trim the motor level. Hey Brandon, you want to trim the motor down?
Yeah.
Alright. Go back up a little bit. More. Alright. Where they're both level. You put your straight edge on the bottom of the boat and measure where your bullet is in reference to the bottom of the boat. But I'm maxed out on my jack plate and my motor bolts. So that puts me at 9/16 below the pad. So eventually I'll have to go with a bigger jack plate. But because of Allison's trailers, we had to jack the boat up off the bunks, put a 2x6 on those bunks, and strap it back down the trailer keep it from teetering. But now we're fixing to do the same thing to Brandon's xb2002. This is Brandon's xb2002. They just picked up from Louisiana. He only has about 2 trips on it so far. He's still getting a feel for it. Love the colors on this boat. Definitely different. He sanded his lip off. We took a reference measurement on his motor height. He's not going to touch it yet. He's already setting his prop on the limiter.